If you really want to try and go somewhere, it can be very, very expensive. Or at least that's the way I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? If someone, if there is a way of doing it, a rather, you know, a bit cheaper, then no one's ever showed me. Do you know what I mean?
So my name's Aaron Lodge, most people know me as Bodge, and I'm here today because it's Discotech's 10th birthday and it's Carnival, Leeroy, Grudge.
That's right, mate.
Carnival. Everyone's started to get into costume. Obviously I got the Brazil shirt going off here. You've got to pick yours up as well.
I need to go get my outfit because I've had a bit of a disaster.
But you've been busy over the last couple of days. I can imagine
mate,
that on your priority list, your outfit for today has been quite far down the list. If we just have a little look behind us. This is your artwork, mate.
That's right.
For Discotech's 10th birthday carnival.
These two pieces here, and then we've got Daryl Wynn Soap, who's come and helped as well, man. He's got that piece there, and then he did the genius piece at the back there.
So we're going to have to spin it round here.
He was feeling rather delicate yesterday morning when he came. On Daz. Oi, it's been a fucking long push, man.
I need a Barocca.
So he thought it would be a genius idea just to bring all his old vinyl out to the
he said he found them all under his bed.
Yeah.
7 years they've been under his bed.
Yeah.
Gathering dust.
DJs can't mix.
Yeah. I think ain't there going to be an hour at some point where there's just a back-to-back with vinyls off the actual fence, and then we're just going to see who can sound clash the best off the fence.
It might not be a good idea, as Daryl did say some of them is Gary Glitter's greatest hits.
So, Leeroy, I've been quite keen to get an interview with you at some point because over the last, between 5 and 10 years, a transition from kind of being known as a grime artist in Derby and being part of a collective that was called GS.
That's right,
back in the day. I mean, like we've talked about with like Shakespeare starting Discotech, I was just a little bit too young to kind of really be part of that scene, but I've done a little bit of research.
I said it's Leeroy Grudge. Everybody knows that I destroy sluts along with all of them decoy thugs. JD said I spit fire, but I don't deploy slugs. I scream my blood, I mean I'd cuss your lean off us. Give me my haze, give me my rain.
Slide, big nose, keep your nose out of mine. What are you, some kind of elephant slash pelican? Claiming you're high when it's irrelevant. Ain't got the mind nor the intelligence. The truth hurts and now he's stressing. He's left in a state of depression. Now we're gonna crack on and keep pressing.
And how your life's changed over the last 5 years and that.
I mean, I started doing art really when at a time where I was actually still doing grime anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I was kind of like
fusing the two of them.
Fusing the two kind of thing. But as time's gone on, you know, I came in and out of the grime scene and stuff like that. But if I'm completely honest, I lacked consistency with the music. Do you know what I mean? And also, you know, as time's gone on, I've ended up having, you know, a son now. Money becomes involved. Music is very expensive. Like, you know, if you really want to try and go somewhere, it can be very, very expensive. Or at least that's the way I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? If someone, if there is a way of doing it, a rather, you know, a bit cheaper, then no one's ever showed me. Do you know what I mean? But no.
That's the thing. You seem to have like a certain point or an age that you can kind of try and make that your full-time job, and then reality hits, and you kind of doesn't matter how much you love a particular craft.
I miss the boat.
Yeah. This is it. But in missing that boat, another boat seemed to kind of still be in the harbour a little bit, and you focused it on your street art. And Blue Canoe's bought you a little blue canoe racky thing.
Oh, bless you, man.
You can enjoy over the course of today, mate.
I missed the boat with the music, but I got quite there with the, you know.
How long a process has it been to now being commissioned to do? I know you've done artwork for Discotech before, but this is like your own piece, and then you've obviously bought soap spray in as well. So it's kind of you calling the shots this time, and that must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's lovely, mate, to be fair. Yeah, it definitely is, man. I mean, like I say, at first it was all just, you know, graffiti, letters and stuff like that. But I stumbled across a formula, I suppose you could call it, a way of doing characters, because the characters is what I always wanted to do eventually, but always found it so mind-boggling. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to get
just
things
the actual
right.
concept of it, of trying to put it down on paper and everything else.
That's it. And then I found the doodle grid, mate, and it's just been an absolute dream ever since, because it helps me get all my proportions in place. And so since finding that, you know, over probably 2 years ago now, it's just skyrocketed, mate. Absolutely skyrocketed. Because I've always had the technique, I suppose you could say I've got the experience in the technique that I've had using a can from before, you know, just doing letters and stuff like that.
Conceptualising it a little bit and being able to concentrate on bigger pieces that aren't just...
That's it,
letters or whatever you're saying. So
so now it's, you know,
you're close to being commissioned for Twycross Zoo.
Yeah, hopefully.
So you've been practicing your animals in and around Derby. I know the Tiger Bar let you kind of run wild with their little tunnel that they've got as you go into their pub and everything else. And you've got the reflective eye in the ram that had a tiger in it, which is one of my favourite pieces.
Thank you,
Fucking brilliant. Do you think Derby's been a decent place for you to kind of like practice, to show off your CV a little bit? Like?
Most definitely. You get a lot of people that, you know, artists especially, oh, they won't let us paint here, they won't let us paint there. Unfortunately, the raw fucking reality is you've just got to get better. And then, it's true, you've got to get better. And then, because that's the only way anyone's going to want that.
You've got to literally put it in people's faces, and it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from.
No,
And not everybody's come from stereotypically a working class background and been around street art, so they might view it in a certain kind of way that is classed as it being graffiti or being vandalism. Or, But until you show them a really decent quality piece of work, and they start going, oh, that's why people care about it so much.
I think another thing we've got on our side as well with this day and age is the fact that all, you know, the generation of people that at one time frowned upon street art, unfortunately, and I mean this in the most respect, they're dwindling away now. It's a new generation.
2022,
the people that have got the power to have these pieces put in public are now of age. Do you know what I mean?
They've kind of grown up a little bit.
Of course, because they always appreciated it. You know what I mean? So it's inevitable that it's going to carry on
eventually
that way.
It's going to
man.
10 years ago. Yeah. It's 106 parties we worked at. Oh wow. Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
That's 10 parties a year. So you came in 2017. Since then, Discotech has continued to become more and more successful around Derby, and you try to diversify nights that you're doing, and it's not just been static in one place, because it started whereabouts at the Shakespeare.
Yeah, so it was home at the Shakespeare for a number of years, and then it moved to the White Horse when the Shakespeare closed, and that's kind of when I came involved with it, when it was at the White Horse. Then we've pushed it on to going to Nottingham, we've been to Leeds, London, Ibiza, so we've really tried to move it along and showcase what we're doing.
A few stories of them kind of...
Ibiza, yeah, stories of the rabbit hole in Ibiza.
The 10th birthday, you're going to be doing a carnival themed day rave
at
the Friary. Talk to us about how this idea has come to be, and the kind of things we can expect from Discotech on Saturday.
Wicked, yeah. So obviously day party seems to be quite fashionable at the moment, and I think they're just really good. I think you can come together, you see the whole thing evolve from day to evening as well. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to get together something different, new concept, lots of artwork going along. But like I say, we're a collective, so it's bringing together lots of different things.
Different creatives. And
yeah, exactly. So on the day, we've got, you know, local DJs. Elliot Hollins is a resident. We've got Lee Whitehead, who kind of was there from the start. He was obviously owner of the Shakespeare, or manager Shakespeare. And then we've got two headliners. So we've got Kepler, who's a guy from Nottingham, lives in Leeds now. And then we've got Lauren Lowsome from Liverpool. She's massive, got her own label, own festival, and she's DC10 resident. She's a real groover. So it's nice to actually have a female headliner as well. And of course myself and Jordan and Scott. So, and we've got confetti cannons. We've got people dressed up, all full carnival attire. I've got some plumage.
I was going to say,
mate, of course I'm bringing. It has changed, like I say, it's evolved a little bit. What we're trying to do now is moving away from sort of like those regular parties in the evening to doing bespoke parties, a little bit different, a lot of day parties, maybe different venues, things that have never been used, like this place, even though people know it, it's a good spot, it's never been used before, no one's ever done anything like this in Derby, so we want to bring something different, do you know what I mean, and that's where we want to, you know, give people, you know, something else to actually go to.
It's literally 50 years since you played here.
Yeah.
Has it changed much? What's the...
Yeah, quite a bit, yeah. Music's changed a lot, obviously, as well, but essentially, the last time I was out in town watching the Good Man B show, essentially, things stay the same, really, through the generations. And Derby's a great vibrant place. I'm glad to be back in Derby, really.
So we've got the Carnival vibes going on.
Yeah, this is so. Well, this weekend is the anniversary.
Yeah.
Jamaica is 60 years old today.
Yeah. Jamaica is genuinely 60 years old today. I'm going to try and untie this flag as we continue to talk.
Yeah.
Because I've done a knot that's big enough. There we are.
Jordy Rams left the
last week, we'd literally just filmed Leeroy Grudge as he started to do his street art. And now look at us. And so, we are in Fat Cats with Jordan Diston. Hello everyone. And Dave Angle.
Good evening, how are you doing?
Dave and Jordan are both the owners of Discotech and have just celebrated its 10th birthday on Saturday.
We've got there. We live.
We did it, yeah.
You've made it to double figures.
That's it, I retire now.
Yeah. Is this your retirement party? This is Jordan Diston's retirement party, everybody.
That's a joke, it's a bad joke.
Yeah. Jordan, it looks as if you've just moved from across the road, not been changed, and just carried on 4 days later. We're now on the Thursday evening.
I basically knew there was going to be an interview today, so for the continuity of the footage, I wore the same outfit. Yeah. But I have changed my shoes and my boxers.
It looks as if you don't wear socks, so you've not really had to worry about that.
No, I don't, no.
Boys, just talk to us about the 10 years. As brief for as long as you want. It's your 10 years, so.
Let's talk about it. So Jordan started it all off with a group of other people. So it was Jim Hutch, who needs a big mention, James Davison, Steve Blackshaw, and Lee Whitehead also needs a mention as well, but he was like the guy at the Shakespeare.
We started it, we'd been to a night in Leeds at Mint Club, and we've always wanted to put a night on this sort of music. When we got back after being at Leeds inspired, and we were trying to think of a name. Right, we wanted to go from disco to house to techno. What should we call it? The brain power that we had at the time, it was Discotech.
Discotech.
And we've gone from there really, and Dave's come on board, and he's always been such a supporter of us.
So there was actually a final night of Discotech. It was December 2017, and me and John had been chatting before that. The event before, we said, look, let's carry something on, let's do something. So I was really intrigued. I wanted to keep it going, because obviously Discotech was just a big part of my life as well. I got together at his house, we started planning the next year, and that's when I came on board. So I've been on about 4, nearly 5 years now, and we had a big series that year. We linked up with Zoo Project, we've been out in Ibiza, we had...
what year was that?
So end of 2017.
Wow.
And from there we just grew it, and the 10th year we've got a label now that's just started.
Yeah.
Getting some amazing support from big DJs across the industry. Yeah. And we're finally now doing our 10 years tour, so we've done Derby as well, but we've got Leeds, Ibiza, Birmingham.
And I think, do you know what, as like serious as all that sounds, right, I think the thing with me and Jordan is we're very silly. We don't take ourselves too serious.
Who on that photo after
Beaker
Saturday? Beaker and Bunsen, we'll have to get that on there.
We all like the Muppets.
Yeah. Our recipe is organised chaos.
Yeah, organised chaos, exactly.
And luckily...
You organise it, we'll cause the chaos.
Well, is that... No, we cause the chaos. You organise it, mate. It's one of the things about us, we don't take ourselves seriously.
Yeah.
We never have. There's too much business in the industry these days, and we just want to have a good time.
And also, from my point of view, I want to put Derby somewhere on the map. And I want to bring through people and bring something to Derby. It's like when we had the headliners, and we do headliners for every party we do.
Yeah, that's been.
And the reason why we do it,
the
reason why we do it is we want to bring these big people to Derby to showcase like really good top DJs.
Yeah, I think anybody that loves this kind of music, especially from a city like Derby, finds themselves having to go out of Derby or abroad.
A little bit. Yeah.
And I bet it's nice to have, over the course of 10 years, to have set out with one idea, and now 10 years on,
I mean, basically, I'm super proud of the work that Jordan does for booking these artists and getting things done, and the whole night in general, how it all flows.
There's just so many components that have to come together before the people even come through the door. You know what I mean?
It was nice to see for the 10 years. People we've not seen for ages that have got kids now, have settled down, they came back out. New people, we finally got to a point where people are coming.
Like you?
Yeah, well, this is it.
Yeah. See, the vibe is, I mean, you tell me if you think different, but the vibe is infectious.
Yeah, Saturday
What we try to bring is everybody's included. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, how old you are, everybody's welcome, and we're trying to put on a good, friendly atmosphere and a great vibe.
So the biggest thing I can say from a personal point of view is I invited a mate who is also a DJ, who's 67 years old.
Hector. Yeah, Hector.
And he played the Friary in 1971.
Yeah, he sent me the flyer, you know.
Did he
sent me the flyer, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he sent me the flyer. It's ridiculous.
This is the biggest thing about discotheque and this genre of music, and one reason I was so keen to kind of document you lads is that people maybe stereotype it as, it's just a load of people getting together wanting to do this, that and the other, and like, but there's so much more that goes, there's a whole culture that surrounds it.
A guy in London, and he does his own night now down in London. And he was like, I want to thank you because you made me realise it's alright to put house music on in the back of the pub. And we've always had, Derby's hard work for venues, but it's what you do with the venue. And
I think there are certain obstacles, like maybe the council have made it difficult. And this is a guy, you might as well come in for 2 seconds.
We're trying to have an interview, welcome.
Yeah,
lovely.
And this is what Discotech's all about.
Lovely to be here.
What do you think of Discotech, guy?
I think it's absolutely amazing. Family.
Yeah, exactly. Family. Yeah, we like that. But it's all smiles. That's what it's all about.
But like you're saying about putting house music on in the back of the pub, you're from Belper yourself, Dave, and that's kind of where you kind of had to come over to Derby to kind of cut your teeth.
A little bit,
yeah. The Sixers are taking a piss at the moment. So Trent Meyer, I don't know if you were at Discotech on Saturday and you're just short staffed now or what. Well, sort your shit out, please. Jordan, how many times have you been kicked out of your own event?
Right, I'm going to have this on record now. Once, officially, because, and it was not my fault, I played Why Not, and I was the one who was meant to go back and settle, and everyone left me to do everything. This is before Dave.
No. Well, I was there. I was with you at Why Not.
Yeah.
He was dressed up as a tent. Why Not?
I solved homelessness, but we won't go into that.
I was with him, and I remember getting the phone calls, and he's like, I've got to go now.
Do you think that was like a defining point in you wanting to be on board? Seeing,
I don't know,
did you see a role for yourself maybe off the back?
Yeah, maybe I could organise this better. Yeah.
We need to sort this shit out. But seriously, Dave is amazing because we're a very creative bunch, and he grounds me, and he's there to be the voice of actual sensibility.
Yeah, brother.
And I couldn't do it without him.
Big up yourselves. You lads, obviously, there are perks to the job, but you're not becoming millionaires off the back of this. This is something you do because
we're doing it to enjoy ourselves, and we've always have. And I think, without getting too soppy, vibes transcend, and if we're having a good time, everyone else is having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
It's not every Saturday you have a blue glittery beard. You know what I mean? I thoroughly enjoyed myself on Saturday, so thank you for that. Lads.
Absolutely.
And I'm hoping there's plenty more to come from it. So just talk to us a little bit about what we can expect from Discotech now you've hit this landmark going forward.
We're just doing a 10 years tour. We're in Nice tomorrow. We've got Ibiza in September. And just trying to have a good time.
That's the long and short of it. Just trying to have a good time.
So tomorrow's going to be really good. District's going to be a great party, man. 6 hours with me and him back to back.
How good's Leeds for a night out, by the way?
3 drugs in Leeds, 2 E's and LSD. And they're dead good.
Yeah, yeah.
And on that bombshell, lads, an absolute pleasure.
I hope you got something out of that, because that was a bit mental. That was like the most mental interview I've ever had in my entire life.
Hey.